We're doing the wheelchair lift on our contract buses. First, we're going to arrange the ADA area so that we can load a wheelchair. First thing we're going to do is release the seat cushion. So we're going to pull out on this little tab, pull up on the seat cushion, lock it into place. We're going to do the same on the rear. Pull a little tab, lock it into place. You're going to move to this seat. You're going to lift the red handles. And you're going to step on the silver bar and push the seats forward. You want to do a smooth, even motion. You don't want one side to get ahead of the other. You can jam the seats. And you're going to lock the handles back into place, and that will keep your seat from moving. And then at this point, you may want to extend those restraint belts just so it's easier to load your passenger. Because you can see that the area that you need, and probably the ones in the rear as well, that just makes it easier to access them when you're hooking up your passenger. And remember that on these coaches, these are self-retracting belts. So don't get them hooked in anywhere too tight or you're going to run into a problem there as well. And you're going to return to your driver's area. You're going to have your low fast idle on. Turn your wheelchair ramp power on. You can see the dash says wheelchair interlock. At this point, you would also hear the alarm sounding. We have disabled it so that you can hear us and we are not driven crazy. We're going to come out here to our ramp access door. Lift the handle. Gently lower the door. And you're going to remove your control box. Turn on the secondary ramp power. You can push, you're going to push down because we're going to be loading. It will come out with either up or down. It will deploy. Hold that down until the ramp has fully deployed. It will stop. There you go. If you wanted to save your back, you could leave it at stow height. Over here, you're going to lift the yellow handle. Raise the safety handle, lock it into place. Same on this side. You can see how Bruce is keeping his foot on that access ramp because it does flip up. He does not want to catch that in the shin or smash his toes. Okay. You're going to have your passenger unlock their brakes, or if they need assistance, you can unlock their brakes. You ask them whether they would like to load forward or backward. We prefer that they load forward, but they can do as they wish. They've changed their mind. They've decided they would like to load forward. Then you're going to have them lock their brakes, or if they need assistance, you can lock the brakes. Okay, going to take the safety belt and slide it in, latch it into place. Now, one thing I do want to mention on the safety belts on these contract coaches is that you want to make sure that it slides inside this plastic sheath. If you get it on the outside, sometimes you'll get it jammed. Okay. Come back over to our control box. We're going to push up. The ramp will raise on its own. It will continue up and it will stop at a certain height. You'll hear the airlock disengage. You pull the handle, just give it a little tug, and the door opens on its own. And you'll want to lock it into place by giving it a slight tug. Going to push up. And the access ramp on the other side will come down. So now that the passenger is up at load height, we're going to unlock their brakes or have them unlock their brakes. I'm going to wheel them in. If they do not want assistance, they do not have to have assistance. You're going to want to load them onto the far side of the coach, just in case you get another ADA passenger. And we're going to hook the chair into place, have them lock the brakes. We've already got our belts extended, which makes it easy. Just bring it over, and you want to make sure that you hook onto the frame. You never hook onto the wheels like Bruce is doing here. You want to release that. Yeah, you're hooking onto the axle. You never hook onto the wheels or the axle.
You never hook on the wheel.
No, you can bend them. Okay, you always want to hook onto the main frame of the chair. Do not hook into the wheels. Don't hook on the axle. Anything that can bend to prevent the chair from rolling or damage the chair. You don't want to. And you can ask them where they want it. A lot of people have a preference, or they already have a secondary hook in place you can hook into. Okay, now we're going to hook the front. And see how much easier it is when we've already got those straps in place. There we go. Then once you've got it tight, you can see that Bruce is turning these levers to crank it down. And you just want to crank it down until it's tight. Both sides. Both sides. Oh, did you? Sorry, I missed it. Okay. Then we're going to move on to the lap belt. They can either have the lap belt or not. And that's the shoulder harness, which Bruce is going to try to hook into the lap belt. One moment. This is a common mistake, and I have done that myself. Remember, guys, that the lap belt comes from over here. Pull that up. Take it around the chair. Then you pull the other side of the lap belt up and hook that into place. If they want the shoulder harness, then retrieve that from the wall slowly and smoothly. Show them how it hooks. There's a little pin, and it just slides into place like that. There we go. Now we have our passenger secured. One other thing I wanted to mention, which is a very common error, is these buses do have seat belts. And so if you're pulling the seat belt up and around the person, make sure that you're hooking it into the actual ADA belt, lap belt receptacle. Because a lot of times drivers will see this receptacle for the seat and they will try to hook it into there. So don't make that mistake. Okay, so now we are going to unhook the lap belt and the shoulder harness. I'm going to take the shoulder harness off first. Make sure that it does not fly over and smack them. So you want to make sure to hang on to that. And you're going to unhook the belt. Make sure that you hang on to it until it gets behind them so they're not getting hit by the belt. Then we're going to unhook the front hooks. Now, there's a little red lever he's pushing to release that, and I'm going to show you when we get to the rear ones. Then he's going to hang on to the belt so that he can unhook the belt from the chair. He's going to do it again here. He's going to hook that, pull on the belt, put it back. Okay, then so you can see what he's releasing. And back here behind the seat,